As we do every time this time of year, by law, we're required to submit and for board approval a 5-year financial forecast. In this case, it would be for fiscal years 2017 through fiscal year 2021. We do that in October, and then we also submit a request for approval for a revised forecast in May. So we last did this in May of 2016, and now we're doing it again. Basically, for the forecast period, we're not seeing a whole lot of change for the first several years of the forecast period, those being fiscal years 17 and 18. We've seen a deterioration in our cash balance, or we're projecting to see a deterioration in our cash balance in fiscal year 18, probably somewhere in the vicinity of $100,000 to $150,000 when you compare that to the May forecast for the year that ends June 30th of 2018. We certainly have the very similar challenges that we've had in a number of recent years. We are a guarantee school district, which basically means that pending the next biennium's budget, we know exactly the number of dollars that we're going to get from the state. And we're under the current funding formula. We wouldn't see any change in that in any year. So we know that's a fixed dollar amount for us. Very generous fixed dollar amount, but it's a fixed dollar amount. Minimal amount of property valuation growth, which basically pretty much our tax revenues are pretty much known without a significant amount of variance. We talked in the board meeting, the two things that we would be most interested in or most affect the finances of this school district are one, we continue to foresee a declining resident enrollment. In recent years, we've been able to overcome that by continuing to be able to, quote, backfill for those students that are no longer here with open enrollment kids. Open enrollment kids are very lucrative to us. And help stabilize our revenues year to year. If we continue to see a decline in local enrollment, it is crucial that we are able to bring those open enrollment kids in. How do we do that? We have to maintain our academic programs and our fine arts programs and our athletic programs that entice kids to come to the school district. The other issue is our state funding. We get about $11 million a year from the state in this biennium and this biennium, which would have been last year and this year. If there's any change, and there has been discussions as each budget period comes along about the guarantee and how much theoretically some of that money is needed by school districts that are growing. If we would find that there would be an erosion in that amount of guarantee to this school district, that is also a problem for us in terms of our ability to continue to operate the way we have been. So those are probably the two biggest things that we need to be watching for in the years to come. We have a couple of years here, and then we'll basically see what happens from that point in time. So.
Thank you. I'd also like to mention that this will be Mr. Telsrow's last West Branch 5-year forecast, and certainly appreciate the diligence that he's given to preparing these forecasts over the years that he's been at West